My name is Stephen Osumba. That's my actual name. My nickname is Zola. My age, I'm 23 years old. My nationality, I'm Kenyan. I'm a firstborn of two. Come from humble beginnings. I started playing rugby in St. Mary's School, Yala, back in 2015. The first sport I chose was soccer. I played football for a year. Then at that time, our pitches were slightly different back in high school. So we'd have a pitch for rugby and one for soccer. So at some point, I just took a liking to watching rugby during the rugby tournaments. We'd mostly have inter-school games. So after that, the following year, I decided to pick up rugby. The adrenaline, the fans themselves, and just the players, how they play, made me take a liking to it. So from there, I was just like, I'll play rugby from the following year. So from 2015 to date, I just stuck with rugby. After I finished high school, my first club I joined was KCB. I played for KCB for 3 years, and the span of 3 years, I just decided I needed to get my education in order. At that time, Strathmore came in for me. They gave me an opportunity to come and study. They also offered a scholarship for me for the 10 years that I'll be here. So I found myself here playing for Strathmore from then. I play fly half and center, but I mostly play fly half. Achieving our goals as a team really requires understanding, so you really have to be a man of the people. So you have to continuously chat with everyone, just to understand where they're coming from, just to have a sense of coherence in terms of how you play the game. From there, everything now just works like a machine. I'm not going to lie. My social life was really taken a downfall after me committing to rugby and school. I'd have to balance it I'd have to wake up earlier than I would want. So just to get in a few workouts in before I'd head to class. Then I'd have 2 sessions a day. So in the morning, maybe from 5 to around 7, get to class by 8:15. So it depends when the classes end for that particular day. So sometimes I'd have one class a day, sometimes 2 or 3. So at least by 5:30, my classes are done, then head for training from 5:30 to, let's say, around 7. So balancing, I wouldn't say balancing is that easy. It really took a toll on me, and I have to do away with a few things, but eventually I just got the hang of it. And right now I can say I'm steady. My training routine would mostly involve gym. I mostly hit the gym mostly in the mornings. Then maybe in the evening I do like cardio. For the off season, I'd mostly hit the gym, and also have to balance what I eat, also what I put in my body. Recovery is also important. So once in a while I'll do maybe a cold shower, then maybe sleep 8 hours or more, just to help the body to rest. I think before a big match, you really need to have confidence. Like, confidence breeds success. I believe in that. I'm a heavy believer in that. And self-confidence is also built by the amount of work you put in, the the amount of preparation you've done before any game or throughout the week would also build towards you being confident. My focus is really dependent on how the game is going on, if we are leading or not. And I always want to win. I wouldn't lie. So I'm a firm believer in doing whatever it takes just to win. So my focus really doesn't have to, I don't really have to do much in terms of my focus. As long as I'm inside the pitch, I believe I can do anything. So yeah. It's always challenging when I face KCB because it's a former side I played for, and most of the players there, we are more or less like friends, and we've played for a while together. So this year, during this season, I faced KCB. I had small lapses of focus since I was playing people I knew before. I'd say there's a moment in the game whereby my teammate Shem just came and whispered something to me. He was like, "You really need to get up. You really need to do something." So from there, I just picked up. Everything was just now flowing. I think the best advice you can get is from someone who's going through the same thing as you are, because me and Shem at some point we played for KCB Rugby, and the fact that he was just there, it was just a boost of confidence for me at that particular time. So those are one of those games whereby you need teammates beside you. Pressure and criticism is always going to be there. There's always positive criticism whereby you can build from that, and there's negative criticism. There are things you can't really change about a person, but there are things you can work on. I really strive on working on things that I can actually change. There are things that are beyond my control. So yeah. In terms of pressure, most of the time pressure is mostly in your mind. It's what you tell yourself on a daily basis. So I think I've been able to overcome that in terms of pressure because I believe in myself. The element of self-belief always overcomes pressure. So the constant self-belief, the constant self-talk you have with yourself will always overcome pressure. And I mostly have positive self-talk. So pressure really doesn't get to me.
In the game, things are not working out. You're trying this and that doesn't work out. Is that pressure maybe you are maybe almost leading, or you see maybe the other opponent are becoming very strong? So how do you feel? How do you manage?
Wow, I've been there before. I think you really need to take a step back and evaluate everything. And there's always a solution to everything, as long as you work together as a team. So that's why rugby is a team sport. And my solution might not work, somebody else's solution might not work, but somebody else may come up with a different solution that might actually work. So I mostly rely on my coaches in that particular period because they're seeing the game from outside, they're the technical support. So the message they convey onto us on how to solve a particular problem in that particular time would really help in me just being able to play on. I played for Strathmore Leos for one season now. Season is like, I think a year. At Strathmore, I've been able to grow in terms of my mindset and how I approach life in general. In terms of mindset, they normally say attitude is the greatest disability anybody can have. And at Strathmore, I've been able to work on my attitude and mindset. And I've just adopted a mindset of whereby you reap what you sow. The hard work you put in eventually will pay. You just have to have faith. There are a couple. I think the first time Strathmore went to a final was in Embu, when we played Embu Sevens last year. I think that was the first time in over 2 years Strathmore played a final, and we won that particular game. We were playing against Oilers. I couldn't remember the score, but we won that particular tournament. Also playing East Africa Rugby Sevens, the university games in Uganda, where we won also. Those are, for me, I could say, like my sentimental moments with this team, and I really hold them dear. Yeah, I think the first circuit at that particular time last year was Kabeberi Sevens, when we played against Homeboys. It was a very tight match, I remember, and it was a semi-final. It was the decider of who makes the finals. On the other side was KCB. The other side was between Homeboys and Strathmore. Through grace, we emerged victorious. We played KCB in the final. We were just a little bit gutted we lost in the finals, but the fact that our university side made the finals in the National Seven circuit, that one is no mean feat. So, yeah.
And you in the Christies?
I wouldn't count Christie's because I didn't play. So I was happy for the team, yes. I'd say the effort I put in that particular time towards gearing up for the boys and helping them prepare for the Christies, I'd count that, but I didn't play Christies. I was injured at the time, so yeah. I think in terms of, you really need to be open-minded because it's a short-lived game. I'd say that because any injury can just take your whole career away. So the constant, I wouldn't say fear, but the constant idea that you just might get injured anytime is a constant reminder of how dear I hold this game. Another challenge would be balancing it. I knew I said I had it all figured out, but at some particular point, rugby has taken a big part of my life, and balancing it in terms of my social life and personal life has become slightly harder, whereby rugby has taken a big chunk of it in terms of my personal life and social life. In terms of me playing rugby, I'd say Coach Louis Kisia has really played a big role in my development since I came here. The skills I've learned from him and the knowledge has impacted on me has been very fruitful, has played a very big role in terms of how I'm playing now. And just through his guidance, I've been able to see things differently in terms of how I play rugby and what my roles are and what is required of me from my teammates. In terms of my life and my personal life, my mentor, George Asin, he's just retired. He's a KCB hooker. He was the KCB hooker, sorry. Just under his guidance and me just walking beside him has really developed me in terms of how I relate to different issues in terms of the game and outside the game. I wouldn't lie, because every player faces a challenge. There's no particular player who doesn't face a challenge in terms of their personal life and in terms of their profession, in terms of playing. And just having that particular mentor in your life just to give you guidance on how to go and how to move is really important. For me, George Yasin played a big part in that, and so far so good. I do a lot of reading. I read a lot of books. I'm a bookworm. So I'd say that. I don't think a lot of people know that. They normally just see me in the gym. But I read a lot of books, and believe it or not, I'm introverted. So yeah.
So say that you read a lot of books. Which is your favorite book that you read?
We have The Richest Man in Babylon. That one would be my number one. Then number two would be The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And then number three, I think I'd put Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Yeah.
So the current book you are reading?
Success is never ending, failure is never final. That's the book I'm reading now.
How do you unwind, let's say?
How do I unwind? It's a tough question. I'm trying to figure it out because I do a lot of things. I play a lot of board games. I play Ludo, Monopoly. I play it with my friends most of the times. So I'm a person who crazes for board games. Yeah, and I don't like losing. So yeah. I'm an avid supporter of the Springboks in South Africa. Also Western Province, the provincial union there. I'm a big supporter of them. I once took a tour there in 2019. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of the Western Province, Stormers, and the Springboks. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I'd say wow. Say who? I'd say Damian Williamson from South Africa.
Why?
I like his playing style. The fact that he can play about 10 and 12 and also 15. That's like, I think that's another level. That's top tier level. That's a really good quality player. Just being able to play 3 positions and play them at that particular level and that good. That says a lot about him as a person and as a player. I really value transparency, honestly. I like people who are transparent, and in my life I really value transparency. I dislike dishonesty. Yeah. A lot of hard work, patience, and self-discipline. But hard work, I'd say, even I myself, I'm still struggling with it in terms of even when no one is watching, integrity still matters. What you do by yourself actually and eventually counts. The hard work you put in when nobody is watching, the hard work you put in when people are watching, the effort you consistently put in, it really matters. And in terms of self-discipline, I'd say consistency. It's really hard to be consistent when actually nobody's clapping for you. and you're your biggest fan and at the same time your biggest critic, because sometimes you may slack and you really need to pick yourself up to put yourself where you need to be, and you really need to talk to yourself kindly at that particular time, because there are going to be highs and lows. You don't really need to spiral, but you really need to evolve in terms of how you approach things and issues. Patience, it takes time, a lot of time. You just have to be really patient and have faith. It's really hard to have faith in something you're not seeing or something that is not guaranteed, and that requires you to be hopeful about things. So patience will just pay, and patience is a gift that people really need to master in terms of a young athlete. So for the seniors, I think for them to be there at that particular moment in time, I think they really put in the hard work, consistency, and patience. So it's just them now to just continue reciprocating the same effort they've been putting in. And I think once you find a solution to something, or you come up with a particular procedure and how to do things, I don't think you really need to change it. You just consistently need to do it, just maintaining it and just staying consistent. I think the hardest thing about us as players, we really find it hard to open up, just to talk about the issues we face on a daily basis. We tend to find solutions on our own. Most of the times it does work, but it really takes a toll on the person themselves and the fact that they feel that they are alone. And I think there really needs to be, players need to be educated on in terms of mental health. I think more organizations, more teams need to advocate for mental health, and just having a space whereby players can just be open. I think that is created through relationships in between players most of the times, and the management also, in terms of the tech bench and the support team. I just say everything worthwhile in life actually really takes time. Even when you're not seeing results, you still really need to continuously put in the same effort that you have been putting in all through. And just having faith in God and His plan is a very important thing, and not losing hope. You have to constantly be aware of the conversations you have with yourself, even when no one is there, because those are the most important conversations you have than compared to the others you have with other people and your family and everyone else. So just having faith in God and believing in His plan is the most important thing you can have in terms of fulfilling or completing your goals or purpose that you think you have or you want to fulfill.